Hello everyone, Paulo P13 here, and welcome to today's video. Lately, I haven't put out as many videos because I have been organizing something massive, which I will be announcing to you guys as soon as possible, ideally by tonight with another video and a bunch of other information. And it has taken a lot to organize, and I've been streaming and doing a lot of tech stuff. Trust me, it's been work for this channel, which I do hope will come out to be something that you guys really enjoy. And it's all done for you guys, of course. So I do hope you enjoy that. But I did want to try and get a video out as soon as possible because you guys deserve me making some videos when I can. So I'm trying to make a quick one here for you guys. And this one I think is really cool and really quick and really helpful. First, before I get into this, I want to give a shout out to another YouTube channel called Milestones365. And he made an amazing video about Dark Dimension 3, which is one of the most important, most helpful videos I've ever seen. And in it, I discovered possibly the most helpful tool for definitely the most helpful tool for Dark Dimension 3 building, one of the most cool and helpful tools for this game overall. And that is this tool that you're seeing in front of you right now. It is the msf.pal.gg/DD3-tool. It is this Dark Dimension 3 team builder tool, and it is amazing. So today's video, it's going to be kind of built into two parts. The little break in the middle, and the first half of this is going to be going over this tool, explaining this tool, and just showing you how it works. And then the second part of this video is going to be just some information on what you really should be building towards and what it's going to look. It's also going to show you what you really need of the difficult gear to acquire to get these characters to tier 14. So it's basically what you need. I will also give a quick explanation at the end for what you can do to check for the rest of the gear that you're going to need to get characters from 0 to 14. But basically, this is the most difficult and most important gear to acquire for all the characters, bringing them from 0 to 14. It'll show you, or from 12 to 14, it will show you here, and will just help you know what you need to build. All right, so let's get into this. Make sure you subscribe. If you're excited for this type of video, you want to see more of these type videos, or you want to see more of any type of videos of Marvel Strike Force, because I make a ton of those, leave a like and share it if you're enjoying this so far. But let's get into this really now. So this tool is amazing. First off, let me just say they split up all the characters in the game between global, cosmic, and city, right? Then you can see they all have these numbers next to them. Those numbers are their number of mini uniques multiplier. If it's a 1, it is 6, 15, and 15. So 2 would be 12, 30, 30. 3 is 18, 45, 45. So for instance, Shocker, whatever he is, it'll be 18, 45, and 45. And you can tell that for every single character just by that number. Then the color tells you what type of gear it is. Tech, Bio, Mystic, Skill, Mutant. So for instance, we have Ravager Stitcher here. He is a tech character. You can tell because it is red. That will need a 1 multiplier, so 6, 15, and 15. And then he is global or cosmic, which you can see by how he's set apart. So let's check this out. Yes, he is cosmic, tech, and 6, 15, 15. Then you can also see the superior unique items next to them all as well. So it shows you how much mini uniques you need. It tells you which mini uniques you need. It shows you which teams they will be broken into. And it shows you what their superior unique is, which is all very important information. The only thing that I would like is if it actually tells you the name of this specific gear. Like here we know this is carbonadium, but that would be cool. And then all the syringes, and then all of that would be nice to have as well. But it's really not that essential because you have the pictures for all of them. Basically, this tool is amazing, but it's not just showing you that; it's interactive. So let's say you want to build a team of 5 random characters for each of them. So then you have the full 15. So you have a full team of each of the possible types, so that you go through all of the nodes, all the general nodes, and you can go through all the global nodes, and you can go through all the cosmics and all the cities with a full team. Completely randomized because, as you can tell, I picked completely random characters without any thought of who they were. So if I wanted these teams of Yo-Yo, Wolverine, Winter Soldier, Wasp, War Machine, Human Torch, Hela, Heimdall, Groot, Gamora, then we've got some Jessica Jones, we've got Iron Fist, Hand Sorceress, Hand Sentry, and Hand Blade Master. If you wanted those teams, what will it cost you? Well, look here. Down below, in the bottom section here, you can see all the superior unique gear. So you can find that you're going to need 72 of these, 36 of these, 36 of these, 36 of these, 36, 36, 36, 36, 36, 72, 72, and 36. So you know what you actually need for those. And then here, it breaks it down into the superior mini uniques, how much total you will need for these characters as well for this entire roster. It updates with every character you add, every character you remove. There you go. If I wanted Carnage instead, look, it has changed instantly. Okay, you see that how much it changes? You can see the bio gear going up. You can see the superior unique going up. Now if I change that for Electra, you can see it changes to Mystic. If I change that there, it's pretty self-explanatory, but it's important to see. So these numbers here are still the same 6, 15, 15 multiplier. So like, for instance, if you were really dedicated to building a team which uses as few resources as possible, you can go through and you can be... I'm not telling you that everything I'm saying right now is just showing how you can use this tool. I'm not saying this is the most efficient way to build your team. I will explain that in the second half of this video once again. So like, if you're just going through and you're like, I want the most efficient possible team, there we go. You look for all the zeros, which there's one in the entire game, and you look for some ones, and I haven't seen any ones in this global. Then we will get all the twos, and then you try and make sure they don't have any of the same uniques. Perfect. Now we go through the cosmics. What do we have in the cosmics? Well, we got... Do we have any zeros? No, we do not. Do we have any ones? We should have Ravager Stitcher. Do we have any twos? I see Doctor Strange. I see... That's the only one I see. Then we can just fill it out with threes. Try to keep them as different uniques, but I'm not actually paying that much attention to that. That should... Rocket's nicer. There we go. Oh, there's two Uru, so... Oh, that's still the same. I tried to make it a little... Oh, wait, there we go. Get Mordo. There we go. That seems a little more spread out. And I think I've... Oh, the mutant. So the city down here has kind of messed it all up. And then you can go down to city and you can click Punisher over here. You can click Mercenary Lieutenant because they are both twos. You can click Vulture. You can find Luke Cage. I believe those are the 4 lowest. Then you can look at the threes and you can decide, of all these threes, I have no idea, Miles. There we go. And then you can look up, and there you go. This team is a very efficient team. You got 12 for the tech, you got 10, 5, 2, and 2, and you can have 15 full characters for just this gears. Now, for instance, if you want to take out, you can realize, hey, look, I can get 15 characters for the price of, where's my Ultron? Where's Ultron up here? You can tell Ultron, wherever he is 5. So Ultron alone is worth 5 of these tech slots as opposed to the 12. Interesting to know. Now, I'm not saying you should build around just being the most efficient, but it shows you how much you're totally going to need. I think you guys understand how this tool works. So they're going to take a quick break in this video. I'm going to put something in the middle here. And then I'll be back showing you how to actually most efficiently build your team. And then I'm going to show you a quick other little snippet tool which you should use to help you determine the rest of the gear that you could need. So you can make your own little infographics and sheets. You can write it on a piece of paper, make a note on your phone. So everything you're going to need to bring that Black Bolt to tier 14 or something like that. But yeah, I'll be right back.
Hey there, sorry for interrupting your video, my video, the video that I made that you're watching, this one right here. But I just really wanted to tell you guys, make sure to subscribe. There should be like an icon on the bottom corner, bottom right, bottom left corner, one of the bottom corners of the screen right now, and it says subscribe. Click that. Make sure you subscribe. It makes a huge difference. But why is that important for you? Well, you can actually find out about these videos a little sooner. I make a lot of videos, and they're I try to make them very helpful for you guys. I really do wish to help you. And that's my goal. And a lot of people have been missing my videos lately that they've been looking for. So hopefully that'll help you with that. But not only that, giveaways. Who doesn't like free money? And you want to spend it on this game? That's great. I would try to get you Google Play or Apple codes for whatever currency you need. Or you know what? I could just PayPal you money. How much money are we talking? When I get to 1,000 subscribers, $50 of whatever currency. That sounds really concerning, but roughly 50 American dollars, 50 euros, 50 pounds if need be. That's a little higher, but anyways, 50 of that currency, as long as it's like a generally standardized currency for PayPal to you if that's what you want. So make sure, but you have to be subscribed. Make sure to subscribe and share the channel, get others to subscribe, because the sooner we get to that, the sooner you guys get giveaways, and who doesn't like free things? Anyways, back.
Okay, I am back, and I am here with a clean slate, cleared, no one picked, as you can see. And I'm going to talk about how to most efficiently build for Dark Dimension 3. Here's the most important detail. You need 5 characters to enter. You do not need to use 5 characters for every node. So you don't need 5 global to do the global nodes. You don't need 5 cosmic to do the cosmics. You don't need 5 city to do the city. And I would say you shouldn't even be trying for that. You're not going to get there in time, and it's a lot of resources. So what you have to do is you have to build around a couple of MVPs basically for the first 5. You want to try and make a team of all of the MVPs for all the modes. This is the way. It might take a little longer to get in because some of these MVPs take a little more, but then you can build around them to fill out the rest of it a lot easier. So you want to make sure you get those MVPs. So the way that we're going to start this, first off, we're going to look at global. The MVP you need absolutely for your first 5 is Phoenix. The reason that you need Phoenix is she dies, she becomes Dark Phoenix. Every single time she becomes Dark Phoenix, all of her abilities are in full cooldown, so she will always have that special turn 1 when she's Dark Phoenix and that ultimate turn 2. And she will almost always get that special off because it's almost instantly after she dies. So it's a really important thing to consider. Minerva's health steal was so huge in Dark Dimension 2, but that is a massive cooldown, and in Dark Dimension 3, you're not going to survive as long. So Phoenix is more important than Minerva for Dark Dimension 3. Phoenix is the most important of any character in the game for Dark Dimension 3 as of this moment. Now, is it possible Ebony Maw is going to come out and be like, every turn steal 50% health? Probably not, but point being, there could be characters released in the future that make Phoenix not the most important, but definitely, if you're going into Dark Dimension 3, have that Phoenix ready. So you know that she's going to take some mutant gear, and there we are. So there we go. That is the most essential and most important person for the global team. Now, let's scroll down and look at Cosmic. There are 2 characters that I would say in Cosmic are absolutely essential to really, really make a good dent in it. And I only have one of them right now. But there's one that it is pretty much well agreed is the true hero of it. And I'm going to click Hela right here. Hela is a bit hefty on that Mystic gear, admittedly. But she is the MVP. That's not technically true. The MVP in this is Greg. In this mode, the AI is almost pre-programmed to attack the characters with the least amount of health. That is Greg. So, what happens when Greg gets hit? He rewinds the enemy's turn meter, he saves your other characters, and he heals Hela a little bit. It is a perfect all-around combination, let alone Hela heals herself every turn, and she's amazing. But Hela is truly the Cosmic MVP, so you really want her on the team even at the higher cost of that gear. So it is something to really consider. Now let's go down to City here. I'm going to try and get one MVP for each, and then I'm going to build it out a little bit from there. We're going to click Symbiote Spider-Man. Symbiote Spider-Man is the most essential city character for Dark Dimension 3. He can build your team around him. Unfortunately, the perfect team for him requires a lot of the same gear, so you're going to want to mix and match as much as possible to make it work. But here we go. We have a core 3 of MVPs that you really want to build your 3 teams around. Now you can't, with these 3 characters, you can't even go in and enter, but you will be in a good position building from here to be able to take the entire Dark Dimension 3 down. So now let's go and fill out the roster. We're going to need 2 more essential characters to be able to enter. Now, which 2 characters am I going to say you should fill it out? Now, the rest of this, it's a little more interchangeable with some other good characters. You can either get good characters that are useful for Dark Dimension 3 or good characters that you want to build up. For instance, I have my Ultron at tier 14, but I'm not going to tell you that you should. But that doesn't mean you shouldn't. I honestly do think you should bring your Ultron to tier 14, but not for Dark Dimension 3. I mean, if you have him, use him. You don't want to build up extra characters for nothing, but he's not very good in Dark Dimension 3. But a tier 14 Ultron is really good in pretty much everything else, so it's something to consider, but I'm not going to mention Ultron. So we're going back to this global. There are a few good characters. You can bring out a Shuri. Shuri is a very nice character for this. That defense up can be really huge, has some small cooldowns and good heals. And then you can say someone like Yo-Yo. Yo-Yo is one of the top 5 global characters for this. Absolutely. That offense down on everyone else's turn is amazing. She's also great for Ultimus 7. She has possibly the most use of these next 2 characters that I'm going to talk about as the second option. Very good character. So Yo-Yo is an option. Then you have, where did he go? How do you lose a giant man of metal? We've got Colossus. Colossus is another hugely important character that you could use. I would suggest either Yo-Yo or Colossus. Now because if you do both, Yo-Yo becomes kind of unneeded. So one of those 2 would be very good. And conveniently, they use the same gear. The difference is they use the same unique and the same level. The only difference is Colossus is a mutant versus Yo-Yo being bio. So you can also base it off of which gear you need more of for your particular team. But the character I'm going to bring as my second choice MVP is Mr. Sinister. His clones are amazing and very helpful, so that is great. He is really good for some survivability, spreading buffs. His basic is really nice, and you can steal some really good characters from the other teams in Dark Dimension 3, which is all huge. The one negative about bringing him is you're probably not going to have a 7-star version of him. So even if you have high red stars, he's going to be a little lower health than the others, and you might get focused down, which is something to consider. But at the end of the day, I think he's worth being that 4th person you bring in. And now let's go down to Cosmic for the final MVP of the first 5 characters that you want to bring in. And here we go. It is a pretty obvious character to many, Black Bolt. Why would you want to bring Black Bolt? Because Black Bolt is amazing and he does so much damage. He's a hugely important character, will help you in your first 4 nodes if you have him there, and he'll help you in that cosmic lane. That overall just mass damage is going to be very helpful to you whenever possible, bringing that out. So Black Bolt is definitely a really good character you want to bring there. And also a tier 14 Black Bolt is deadly, as is it. All of these characters at tier 14 are huge for every other game mode. Like, you could make an arena team with these 5 characters that I've shown you, and it will be scary. But now imagine a tier 14 Hela on war defense. You got a tier 14 Black Bolt on more offense, or arena. You got tier 14 Phoenix. Now all of these characters are going to be huge at tier 14. That Symbiote Spidey is going to be tearing down that tier 14 Hela and on war. Like, there's so many good parts of this, but those are the first 5 that I suggest building. The one thing that I would notice, skill is very underused at this point. If you're really wanting to build some skill characters up for this, I think the best place you can do that is the Cosmic section. You can get some nice skill in Proxima Midnight, Corvus Glaive, perhaps some of the other Black Order members will be a skill, and those will be good places to go. But that is not the first priority. So there we go. Those are the first 5 characters I would bring in. And now I'm just going to show you how to fill out the roster just a little without going to 15 characters, so that you are nice and efficient, and you are well built, and you are prepared to handle this. Next off, we're going to talk about City. There are 2 City characters of which I think you are going to want to use to bring this, to help along with this. First off, you want Carnage. Carnage is the second best of the symbiotes, and between Carnage and Symbiote Spider-Man, there's going to be a lot of healing. I would say bring Venom as well, but then we get to a lot of superior gamma radiation. That is not even what it's called, superior alien spores. So you probably want to save on those Venom ones. But Carnage and Symbiote Spidey are going to do a lot of damage, a lot of healing, and they're basically essential for Dark Dimension 3 City lanes. Now, obviously Venom is a great choice, but just too many resources going into that. It'll be very hard to build that up. A lot of people use Punisher here because he is quick to get in, but Punisher is not the ideal choice. If you want to use Punisher because he just costs a bit of skill, okay, but I wouldn't recommend it, but it is an option. The one that I would recommend next is Ghost Rider. The reason Ghost Rider, he actually works really well with these symbiotes here. The issue, again, he does share the same gear, superior unique as Hela, so something to consider. You're going to need a couple of duplicates, like 36 sets, duplicate sets of 36 built for this team to be able to really make this happen, but it's still very efficient and saving resources as much as possible and building what you really need to get through the nodes and not just putting characters out there. He gives some debuffs, which is nice because that'll heal up these guys. He has Mystic Gear. He does a lot of damage. He can heal himself with his ults, and he's going to get some like revenge attacks when you do inevitably die on your nodes, as Ghost Rider just shoots them back. There's a lot of nice things about it, and he is just a good fit with these 2. So you can have these 3 as your entire City team. It'll take some time, but you'll get it done. Now let's go back up to global. What you're going to need is you're going to need one of these 2 protectors I was talking about earlier between Colossus and Yo-Yo. I am planning on bringing Yo-Yo because I like Yo-Yo more. So I'm going to click Yo-Yo here. But you can definitely do Colossus if you want to put more on the mutant gear instead of the bio gear. That is completely fine, completely understandable, and generally a good idea. So there we go. We have a global team, we have a City team, and now let's look at Cosmic. Are you really going to get through this with just Hela and Black Bolt? Maybe. That is actually a fair statement, maybe. Now, Cosmic is where it gets a little more interesting. There's not a ton of absolutely essential characters. You can go here and you can get yourself Minerva. Minerva is a fine option, and she is using tech gear, which ironically we haven't used much of yet, so that won't be too hefty on your roster. If you really believe in energy funnels, you can try Star-Lord, but he's not going to be giving much energy out because he's probably not going to survive very long. You can go Sif if you feel like you haven't used enough skill. You can pick another Asgardian because they're good. You can do Captain Marvel because of that survivability and the damage. You can do Strange if you think somehow he'll revive. Strange is probably not a great idea. You can do another Inhuman if you want to build it up for that. You can do Invisible Woman. I think the best bet is honestly sticking with 2 because we're probably going to get the Black Order pretty soon. And with that, you'll be able to fill out the roster with someone a little better. Otherwise, I think maybe Corvus Glaive would be a good option. But yeah, that is what I think you should do as your core root team. It's these 8 characters for Dark Dimension 3. And you can go and fill around them. But I wouldn't recommend bothering with the lowest of them like Shield Trooper. I don't think it's a great use of your resources. You can throw a Shuri. You can build around this, but I think these 8 are really what you need, and then just add other good characters that either you're wanting to use for your roster purposes, or that come out that are going to make a big difference, or maybe a Minerva. That's a good choice as well. But point being, start with something like this 8. It doesn't have to be this exact 8. Start with the 5 that I said, or maybe you can do a little leeway here and there if you want, but there you go. That is how I suggest building for Dark Dimension 3. And now, you can see all of the gear that you need for it. You're going to need the most bio gear and then some mystic and some mutant. I have no tech and no skill with this aid. However, I did get Ultron up, so I actually did use some skill or some tech. But now I'm just going to quickly go over to another website and talk about what you can possibly use for figuring out the rest of the gear that you're going to need to bring them from 0 to tier 14. Okay, I just want to finish this up really quickly. The website I'm talking about is msf.gg. You go to this character section here. Then let's click any character in the game. Let's do Black Bolt, for instance. All right, we got Black Bolt coming up. Go over here, character, gear, and stats. You click that, and you look on this side. I'm on a computer. It'll be on the bottom if you're on a phone, so it's a little different structure. But now we go to the minimum here. We can look what we're going to need. It's not loading very well because my internet's being a little slow. But that's all the green gear you'll need. You can read the names anyways. Then go up another tier. You probably already have all this green gear, so let's just keep going. Oh, what do you know? We need a bit of blue gear, and it shows you this. It will normally show the icons, but right now it's being a little fussy. And then you can go up and some purple gear. What purple gear are you going to need? And it'll show you the total for each gear tier that you need. Something to note is this is really being weird with the loading. Tier 13, what it means to reach tier 13 is what we mean for tier 14, and tier 12 is what we mean by tier 13. So yeah, basically that's what we got here. So to get to the final tier, you're going to need all this gear, which it will show you when it's functioning properly on the internet end. To get to tier 13, this is what you need here. So yeah, there you go. That's everything you need to know about how to prepare for Dark Dimension 3. All the gear that you're going to need, the best tool, and the best characters to use, and how to be as efficient as possible while actually being able to make a dent in the nodes and finish it off. I do hope this was helpful. See, look, there's the gear icons. I hope this was helpful, and I hope you enjoyed it. If it was, make sure you subscribe, leave a like, and share. And I hope you enjoyed it. Hope you guys are all staying safe and healthy. And as always, I'm here to help.